ano pang other telenovela tropes ang pwede natin itackle sa next ones. Hindi tayo sure dahil andoon na po lahat.
Yes, I mean, if we could have been 5 minutes shorter, medyo mahaba siya, but I think nasalba po siya ng very strong presence ng ating remaining queens in the competition. May mga few blocking issues because I think a lot of the girls fell into the trap of not favoring the camera, so we'll go to that later on. But I think in terms of green screenification, high-res yung atin versus other markets.
True, pero may mga napansin akong issue sa tracking, hindi sunod ang background sa sa feed.
Ba't nyo inaantay yung alien ko? Eliminated na ako, di ba?
The evolution of the Philippines.
I won't give it to you, mama.
And then the category for this week is Can I Get an Alien?
Yes!
Actually, a double entendre if you actually didn't know. So Can I Get an Amen, of course, referencing Ms. RuPaul Charles. But for the millennials listening to this, nakita niyo po na pag-shot sa judges, nag-aliens na nakalag dyan sa video. Ito po ay si Brad Pitt sa Bubble Gang noong early 2000s. Meron po siyang Q&A portion called Ang Dating Doon, which is, kind of a play on the religion. I'm not sure if it's religion. Ang Dating Daan. So, alien po ang sinasabi lang, hindi element. So, kung matanda na
aliens!
Gets niyo po yung reference. Congratulations. Matanda na rin po kayo katulad ko.
Yes, back pain.
Back pain. Back pain is real. So, up first, we have Captivating Kat Kat. What do you think of the acting challenge performance?
Sabi nga niya, excited siya for the acting challenge, di ba? Mama, like we said earlier, she came studied of every, especially parang anti-hero, anti-hero role siya. She came back with every reference, every actress peg that she could have needed in that moment. She was so good. I think she just came in with knowing what she wanted to do. Tapos yung mga subversion niya, parang one moment ka lang.
May bahay na yung mga wig ko.
Yes. She was a star.
I mean, I think by now we know she's a total pro. In acting challenges, I think they always reference to this in Drag Race US. You prepare and build the character, pero in front of the camera, you let go. You free fall. And I felt that fluidity, that buoyant performance from
Nasa Shopee na po! Bumili na po kayo.
Somebody na basically binabalik ka ng water gun, na
Hi, Kai!
Na basically sasapakin ka. It was so good.
It was a transcendent performance.
Kasi may product placement.
But I mean, speaking of transcendent, the mother-talking alien runway. Can we just pause for the wigs that were snatched? Can we also pause for the other girls in the competition who were basically left with no chance to do a killer runway because she came out first with that epic run?
Alam mo, so especially in the last couple of weeks, I've been seeing a lot of tweets online sa mga circles or mga Instagram close friend stories na parang, can I come out as a closeted Kat fan yet? We get it. She comes with her fair share of controversies.
Yeah.
But we can't deny she is so good.
She's really so good. She is playing this game at a really high level, just transcending, again, similar to a word that you used. Whenever she's given, she's always trying to do.
She's so good at drag. She's so good at Drag Race.
Yes, magkaiba yun, ha?
She provides really good reality television.
Yeah.
So, alam mo, parang, if you are a closeted Kat fan, now is the time to come out.
Sabi ni Mix, she's so good at drag. She's so good at drag.
She's the first girl this season to bag the second Rue badge, who was the first one last season.
Minty Fresh, the cinematic parallels there. That's kind of I love that. I love that.
Sometimes it writes itself.
Sometimes the Drag Race tapestry is tapestrying. So I love na pareho silang may ganong claim. So I love that. But yeah, that runway, I mean, you cannot deny na parang not only did she come out there na parang siguro by
Pageant
then
pa
yung siya nabubulat
more.
sa glitters.
Oo.
See
Pero
you,
the whole,
Alred.
like, mechanism of gliding through the runway. Talk about
Sinong
pushing
pupunta
what's
sa,
possible
bukas?
sa Drag Race Philippines.
Is
main
anyone
stage.
going
to
to
be
the
there.
PLDT?
And I mean,
Ganap
plus that it's
tomorrow.
such a, I mean, if you watched Fifth Element, I mean, even if you haven't watched, Fifth Element is referenced time and time again, so it's a very recognizable alien.
Ba't niya hinahanap yung
character.
alien
So
ko?
when she came
Eliminated
out there
na nga ako,
and
di ba?
all that glittering gold, talagang undeniable, alien siya.
Yeah.
She's not an alien princess.
Uy, hindi sa Mega
She's not
Mall
an alien
yun.
warrior. She's an alien.
Siguro ang note ko lang is
Sa ano siya?
sana hindi siya nilagay sa unahan nung
North
ending.
Edsa.
Kasi talagang sobrang afternoon, paano na po yun?
Especially na hindi lang siya yung naka-gold.
Correct. Yung dalawang kasunod niya gold din. So,
Ay,
medyo
yun.
parang, I mean, but like, wow, what a night for that
Akala.
platform. Dito yung tipong, kung medyo unclear pa sa Maxi Challenge performance, kung sinong panalo, with this runway, wala na.
Oo.
Wala nang doubts, wala nang pag-question because it was really, why? It was a move.
Next up, we have Didi Marie Holiday. Again,
Children of Kevon.
again, ayun nga, she had 4 lines.
Yeah.
She wasn't able to react in the moment.
Yeah.
She only had to use her, not even her whole face, because her jawline was caved out of the
Yeah.
green screen. So parang, the cards were stacked against her with
Yeah.
this role.
Yeah.
And then,
The malfunction of it all.
and then she had to come after Cat Cat. And she was also in gold.
Yeah.
And then ang dami pa niyang chinika na excuse sa runway.
Yeah.
Paano na lang?
I mean, like, this should have been the night na parang meron siyang runway na sobrang ganda, undeniable. Because I think that was really the only way out of that kind of performance and role. I mean, let's face it, it's not just the performance. The role itself was people like, make it make sense, mama.
Correct. Kasi, I mean, I get it. Parang there's always that challenge to step up to a small
Ayoko na.
role. Like, for our, oh my God, for our audio listeners, that was all in air quotes. But really, like, you're giving her crumbs to work with.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, hopefully,
Nasaan yung mga
in future
hammer
seasons,
ko?
the rules that will be written for whatever, like a roomsit or an acting challenge, like, kailangan, may sufficiency ka muna hahanapin eh. Para like, the actors have enough to work with to be able to, you know, kahit naman like fair shot naman of giving a good performance.
I mean, there were like 5 or 6 scenes, but she had like,
yeah.
how much screen time?
Yeah, and then of course the excuses gate, let's just call it excuses gate now. That made me really uncomfortable kasi talagang it was the not answering Jimmy's question directly and then eventually lumabas yung nail. So
Sabi nga ni Bernie, bakit ngayon pa? Bakit hindi sa Untucked? Because that could have been, you know, a great Untucked moment. But as of recording, we have not yet seen the Untucked episode. But ayun, like, so much chatter for the main stage.
Up next, we have Arizona Brandy. I mean, talk about the importance of the runway again. I think if she just came out with something more compelling, you can argue baka yung win is not so clearly kay Kat Kat. We don't know. But this was the night wherein, again, the runways really mattered a lot. It would have just been the decision point between making it another day or maybe winning a badge.
Yeah, and just the fact that she was the 3rd girl to come out in gold, and I mean, Kat Kat was stellar. Didi's could have been better, but there was something there.
Yeah.
Arizona's was a breastplate and a gold bodysuit with something with like a fringy cape.
But we have to commend Arizona's performance in the acting challenge. I mean, what I love about Arizona is the same parang breath of fresh air but still larger than life force that she is live is basically what we're getting sa camera. And I think that's quite rare because
Yes,
usually
Athena, you
ako
should
having
go
the
here
energy,
and
if
help
it's
me.
for
Char.
a live ganap or if it's for the camera. But Arizona was really, I mean, nanglalamon siya ng camera, to be fair.
Talk about someone who goes into the scene knowing exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
parang, that's the bare minimum of a great performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Parang, to call someone's performance great, yun yung bare minimum, to know what you're going to do, what your trajectory is. How do you go from point A to point B, from the start of the scene to the end of the scene? Ano yung, like, story mo doon within that scene? Arizona delivered all of that. She gave us like the peaks and valleys, ika nga.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of almost forgot about Arizona's role after the first scene kasi bookends lang siya.
Oo.
Pero nung pagbalik niya sa dulo, I'm like, oh my God, meron nga pala siyang sobrang electric performance to start. Napakahaba lang po talaga ng challenge.
Correct. And her physical humor was great.
Yeah, really, really good. Okay, up next, we have to talk about the, I don't know what to call this anymore, like the erasure of Ovi Khan's excellence this week. I will say this, Ovi was the best in the Nazi challenge. I mean, talk about, sa look pa lang, hindi siya change yung character. Tapos binago niya yung boses niya na hindi pilit. Binago niya yung physicality niya. Tapos every time nasa eksena siya, like tuloy-tuloy yung pag-offer niya of making like creative choices. Like this part na nagyakapan yung nanay sa kayong tatlong anak.
Niyayakap niya yung sarili niyang gano'n.
So genius. And then yung deliver niya yung diary message na parang inararo ko ni Mang Kanor. That was so good. And I don't understand. Why? I don't understand. I mean, and the runway was also like very avant-garde. It was fashion and aliens. I do not understand.
She was the only one that gave as far away from a human silhouette out of everyone, out of the whole group. So, why was she and why, ginawa na naman natin ito, parang ginawa natin kay Precious last year. Why are you sending a girl alone to the Untalk? Parang di ba natin, can we not spare 10 to 15 minutes to give her some critique during the day?
Yeah.
Bakit siya papapuntahin sa Untalk mag-isa? Ano gagawin?
But I think grabe. And also, if you analyze again the edit, we always knew where the camera was.
Correct.
I mean, we'll talk about this kay Hannah later on. Hannah had great moments that I felt like had she opened up more to the camera, it would have been like significantly better. But Ovi always knew where to hit her mark. So I am feeling, you know,
Correct. Ovi has
Ayun yung mga hanger na
talent in the acting challenge of continuing, fulfilling the role that she needs, continuing the story, but at each turn, presenting something comedic that isn't necessarily in the script. Yep. Gets ba? Parang, she just found a way to make every moment count, make every moment stellar.
Yep.
So why is she fail?
I mean, she was so good na out of all the characters, yung character lang ni Sister Marites ang papanoorin tong spin-off. Kung magkaroon siya ng spin-off.
Sa kanya yung pinakamaraming eksena.
So good! It was so good, but I don't know.
Hi.
The erasure of Ovi Khan. The erasure of Ovi Khan
Hi, City of Queens.
is a tough pill to swallow. And that says a lot because we love to swallow. Oh, anyway, moving on. Let's move on. Hanabeshi. Okay. This is medyo mixed bag to. Medyo mixed bag to. I think when we were watching it, overall, I think performance sa Maxi Challenge and sa runway, maybe net safe lang talaga. Right?
For me, when I was watching the acting challenge for the first time, I wasn't expecting her to win. When they gave the critiques, and of course with the runway, it kind of started to make sense why they gave her the win. And again, it's Drag Race reality show. Some storyline does have to come into play when awarding challenge win. Ang gandang end cap no na parang start of the episode, tension between Billy and Hannah. End of the episode, bottom yung
May
isa,
entrance loop
nanalo yung isa. That's great storytelling. But I can't help but feel like she could have done better to earn the win in the acting challenge. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad performance. She worked with what she was given, especially yung blocking of Hama.
Yeah, yung blocking for me, I kind of had an issue there. I mean, we've been preaching as early as episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5 that Hannah deserved better. I think for the first time, parang medyo mag-atugma-tugma. Yun lang. Only because I feel like the whole erasure of Ovi plays into what I'm feeling right now. It's just, I don't know. But
Hannah made good choices in her characterization. But what put her characterization down was the blocking of the bed na sobrang like perpendicular siya to the camera.
Some mathematical term.
So every time she had to nakahiga siya.
Yeah.
Sa mga video viewers,
Beshi,
you're seeing
beshi!
siya, and then babangon siya, and then half her face
Yeah.
was turned away from the camera. So alam mo yun, she had to full tilt her body sideways if gusto niya makita yung mukha niya. And that's difficult for the for the camera work when, you could have just angled the bed a little bit para pag bumabangon siya, diretso na siya sa camera.
I'm listening to Bekenemen podcast on Spotify.
Sentiment about Hannah na maybe she deserved
It's
to
a
be on the
video
top. Because for me, she was
podcast
funny enough
this
na tama yung
episode.
sinasabi ng
So
judges
it's
na
their
parang,
first video
it takes a lot of
podcast.
finesse and precision
Go and
to be
listen
able
to
switch
them.
from different
Go check
characters.
them
And
out.
ginawa ni Hannah effectively, but I do think it could have been more effective, more impactful if we just had her open up a bit more to the camera.
But yes, I do agree with the great choices in terms of, again, references. Acting challenges are always full of pop culture references.
Yep.
If you pick up on that, if you deliver that, you can...
Wala akong
you can
kaldero,
win a
pero
challenge.
meron akong
Like,
martilyo.
Parang I can see
Hana
some merit
Beshi.
in the challenge win. It's
Pukpok
really
mo sa
just,
ulo mo.
had Ovi been given her
Hi,
flowers.
Ro.
Medyo- I mean, not just because we know her, but it's really just...
No, it's because we know her. No, I mean, guys, let's see. I mean, undeniable for me in performance. Even you watch the footage, it will all make sense from this because it's overtaken back.
Correct.
Up next, we have is Jade Saw. Nung rehearsal, I felt like great energy. But I think at the whole time, she was like at an 11 out of 10. It had to be 9, it had to be 8, maybe 10 in certain spots. Having said that, I think...
Hana Beshi, may sinigang ako.
to be
Gusto mo
more,
ba?
parang sobra ka kaysa kulang. So okay pa rin siya in my book.
Yeah, I mean, siguro, if had we gotten a bit of footage from the rehearsal of the directors telling her to reel it back a little bit, maybe we could have gotten a bit more. So we don't know
No.
which direction Jade actually got during the filming. But yeah, she was at a 10 the entire
Ingay mo
time.
daw, Hana, oh.
I have to give credit to her. She had...
Hoy,
a
Matilda
really
shirt
good
dito kay bumili.
characterization down.
She did.
Link
She got
in
the
bio
nuances of the
ni
character
Lazara.
na Parang it's this vapid influencer.
It's on hand
chemical
already.
yan. It's really just na she was
I don't know. I'm not
well-watched
invited
with
sa
the
preview
entire
ball.
time. And I think something that I've observed with Jade throughout the season is she is very focused on what she wants to do. That sometimes she's not as present in the moment. And I think dun siya nagkulang
For this one.
kasi nga, she doesn't know where the camera is. She's doing what her choices are really strong.
Thank you,
Like,
Hana.
the great risks that she was making with her choices, she was doing it. Like, yung nagagawa niya lahat eh. Yun lang talaga kulang ng like, a slight presence of mind to
Kalat ng kodo!
Ang moment na parang tatlong pang-pop. Parang
Oo.
pang choice.
Galing! Ganda nun.
That was really, really fun.
But in delivery, tagilid.
Yeah, tagilid yun. I mean, at this point, I don't know if we should be critiquing the
Ayan, nabura ka
the queens or
The camera work.
but I mean, we're just trying to be as informed with our comments as possible. We don't just want to say, oh, we hate it, and we're not gonna explain why. I mean, we are trying to explain why. Runway-wise, Alien, you have thoughts about this particular look.
Had this been any other category, it would have been stellar runway hit. But the category being Alien, it just wasn't pushing the bar of Alien-esque enough. Parang, if the category was like nude or skin, ang ganda sana nitong Bali eh.
Correct.
But since the category is Alien, hindi siya, parang doesn't spell it out enough.
I feel like for the first time of this season, walang parang immediate visceral reaction to when Jade steps out of the runway versus her previous runways. The people like, pag nakita mo lang, oh my God, it would literally gag you by half a nanosecond agad. So noon na pa lang, it was quite unclear. When she did tell the story to the judges, I mean, I got it. It was very personal.
Yes.
and parang it made better sense.
Yes.
Having said that, we all know that yung Tsunami is parang,
Explanation.
you can't have to explain
Gago,
a lot,
Hana.
parang it defeats the
Hana,
purpose
di
of
mo
it.
kaya lumabas.
I like the story, to be fair, but I think for the first time this whole season, and she's been doing
Labas
this
tayo.
consistently, excellently.
Sa may
Wala
green
kang
field.
I get it. Wala lang yan.
And last but not the least, we have Bernie, who
Ito na po yung alien look ko.
should have been safe.
Yeah, I think should have been safe, not because of the role.
Yeah.
Again, I think silang dalawa nung character ni Didi, hindi talaga like hindi pa fully fleshed out yung like literally yung text for them.
Lalabas tayo.
Did everything she could with it. Like the whole sex or chocolates. Na parang, ay, pareho tayo. I mean, the timing there was so good.
Tama yung choices niya. But she kind of was...
Gusto niyo ba makita yung yung
This is
costume
the
sa
sa likod.
Rusical?
She was given the straight man role of the three sisters.
Press 1 if you wanna see the
And,
Rusical
You know,
costume.
if ang bali mo sa straight man mo is straight man not as in heterosexual man, but like straight man as in like the ano yun?
Figure of speech in yun. Basta
Parang it's a theater term of like, if everyone else is absurd, someone has to be the point of reference for the normal.
para maging absurd talaga yung pag-absurd. Yeah.
Do you
if
wanna
yung
build a
bali mo sa
snowman?
straight man character is the absurdity of yung...
Eto lang po siya. Maganda lang po siya sa
Tapos hindi
TV.
pa effective yung pagkakagawa kasi nga, yung comments namin sa execution
Santo
of kay
Niño.
Didi earlier. It just...
Realness. Mama.
I kind of forget about Bernie's role a lot of time.
Yeah. But every time, you know, the camera was on her, I mean...
Maganda, magaling.
It was very effective. But again, I think we find ourselves in this really peculiar situation of parang, even sa Rusical, again, to say
Mama!
parang, there are roles that are not a little, like, underwritten by a lot. So parang kailangan, sa pagpili pa lang ng role, if you ever gonna join Drag Race,
Sino?
Miss Chanel, alam mo na yung tipo,
Mama.
I must not choose this role because if I choose this, I will not have a lot to work with.
Yun na, kinabahan ako bigla. You know what? Everything I've been saying on this podcast for the past 2 years is gonna bite me in the ass whenever I do make it on the show.
And I'm sure if you ever
Tas yung
make
bra
it
ko,
out to
buti
that
na lang may
sort of
dala
thing,
akong
and
red
I'm
na
sure you will
feathers
still
na bra.
emerge victorious.
So yun yung
Because
ginamit.
I mean, it might make whether you succeed
I'm
or
listening to
fail,
the
it's gonna make a
podcast,
great
Ate
story.
Chai.
So we'll find out a year from now kung magmumukha ba kaming tanga.
Going back to everything, Bernie's Runaway, great. Had this been any other category, amazing, stellar, stunning.
Yeah.
Alien category, it was Glamazon.
It was Glamazon. Baka medyo second cousin ni Steampunk.
Oo.
Pwede pa.
Ate Chai.
I'm getting like some Mad Max imagery and
Warrior.
still pretty good and maybe hindi na umabot
Next week na lang,
thoughts
dadating yung
parang
parents
naka-off
ko.
category siya because nung nakita ko
Tomorrow.
yung picture
Kaya
niya,
naglilinis
he
ako ng
spoke to my
bahay.
soul.
I mean, kasi, elevated to your soul because of all the
Taray, nagtatago pa rin
Then
sa
that's when I go
magulo.
into like, so normal human skin.
Yeah.
Parang it was giving me maybe alien princess, half alien, alien gladiator, but it wasn't giving me like, especially compared to like Cat. And
Yeah.
actually, even
My
Arizona,
design challenge,
bang,
girl.
alien.
Correct. Yung sa kanya tipong, bam, boss
Ganda.
no alien, parang something like that.
Oo.
But cannot deny the body. I think medyo underappreciated this season yung face ni Bernie. Like, she's so
Pupunta ata
beautiful,
sila, ay hindi.
structure.
Hindi sila pupunta bukas.
Ang daming camera.
No!
Love ng camera yung mukha niya. I mean, she looks really gorgeous.
Thank you,
Yes.
Bao.
So, ayun, that was the runway, that was the acting challenge. We get the results of, yun nga, they sent Ovi back into the workroom by herself to do whatever the fuck she's gonna do. We're gonna find out. And then we have the tops.
Ay, sira
are
na yung design
Kat,
challenge ko.
Bernie, and Hannah.
Yep.
And then the bottom
Ako
three
naman
are
gumawa,
Didi,
so
Arizona, and
kaya ko
Jade.
na maayos.
The win goes to Kat na deserved.
Deserve naman. Bernie and Hannah were declared safe. I'm also very happy for Hannah. Na like,
Mama!
nagkaroon siya ng like FaceTime with the judges. Like, especially at this point na, you know, we're at the last third of the season already. So, kailangan niya nang malaman, ano bang gusto niyo from me kung if I someone have a shot at
And they really, and Mama Pao really told her, you're on the right track.
That's good, that's good. Then, sa bottom,
You're on the right track, Lady Gaga fan ka pa naman.
Di
mo alam.
Of course, I think by now we know that.
Dumb
Because
bitch.
of the runway. And then, we have two queens
Pamay
who
na
are
lang
very
po.
close with each other.
Char.
Who have developed a relationship that's been shown in numerous episodes already. But we basically have here Didi Marie Holiday and Miss
Ano na
Queen.
naman
So,
to?
speaking to I Dream the Beat
Yay,
by
hairpin.
our mother, and it's a new call. If last week
May magsisend ba ng
medyo
Gcash?
it was the best of the season, I think that this might have to be the worst.
Follow nyo muna Lazada, bili kayo ng
Just to
shirt.
quote the
and
great
merch.
prophet RuPaul. I mean, well, I love the song, one of my
Yeah.
favorite RuPaul songs, but as a lip sync song, there's not much to work with.
Correct. And I think I also may have an issue with like how it's edited. Kasi I feel like nung nilabas, hindi rin nakita ko kailan nilabas ni Jane yung laser. Nagulat na lang tayo. Parang I think there was a confessional somewhere. Tapos when we cut to may laser na siya. So parang nawalan tuloy ng moment yung lip sync.
Yeah.
I mean, even got a confessional from Kat Kat kind of basically shared the same sentiment with us. Na parang this
Yay,
might be a
thank
double
you.
sachet. But I do feel Jade won this round just by sheer fight and grit and wanting to.
No, she won because BB fell on her back, doing a backbend.
Oh well,
Like, she tried it. She tried
tried.
something, and
She
then
tried,
they
mama.
clearly show her stumbling, being flustered for like half a second, and then trying to get back into the lip sync. And I was like,
She
tapos
tried.
nalabas si Jade ng laser, she's like, it's done.
Yeah. I mean, I think the lip sync would have been like 30 seconds shorter. Because parang for
Ang dami dead air.
Parang like, when is this gonna end? Lalo na nung sinabi, I think buti na lang sinabi na rin ni Kat Kat sa confessional na tipong double tap dito. Kasi parang, ako lang ba yung nakakaramdam na medyo dragging to? But I mean, even production knows it by placing that Kat Kat confessional there. But it was a very rough night for Didi. I mean,
Thank
to
you,
have that kind of end
Micah.
this episode, and then for your
Yeah.
runway to flop like that, and then your acting talent to be
Wala nang lalagyan yung mga wig ko. Puyo na.
and then to go out on a lip sync like this, Mama,
Mama!
parang gusto na lang i-hug si Didi kasi parang medyo masakit po ang opportunity.
Yeah, her storyline just did not wrap up in the best way.
We talk about like winning the badge and then everybody questioning it. So medyo na disillusion siya at the top of the episode. Then it was kind of just like a very slow car crash that we all knew was not gonna end well. And then when it ended, it was like it's even worse than we expected it to be.
Yeah,
Mama!
this elimination was something.
Yeah, it's an innovation or something. But how will you remember, I guess, Didi's run?
BB was a really good contrast point for a lot of the queens this season.
Yeah.
Like, we know how casting works on Drag Race. They do kind of try to foresee certain storylines. And they really put BB at a great spot. Kasi ay andyan si Bernie, andyan si Kat Kat to kind of like bounce off of and help progress each other's stories.
Yeah.
And then we saw her create great relationships with Hannah. Well, not at this episode, but like it was implied that they previously had a great relationship.
Yeah.
She had a moment with
Jade.
Jade. She also parang it seemed to kind of have a good relationship with Ovi. Parang alam mo yun,
Deserve.
she was in the middle of a lot of people's storylines.
Yes. And I think I kind of want to talk about
Hello
how
po,
it was
naglililis lang po
it was
ako
a
ng
roller coaster
drag
ride for
because-
Didi and the fandom. Because I remember
Because-
when episode 2 aired, people were loving Didi and Ovi and Verushka because they were providing much needed spice
Yeah.
sa season. And I think that unpacked sa episode 3, na medyo pinakitang medyo nakikisol-sol si Didi, that's I think the moment when the fandom turned on her, for lack of a better term.
Mama.
The Snatch game was rough. And then by then, when the musical episode happened last week,
Ayoko
we
na!
were already starting from like a -10 with like the audience. So the win wasn't as sweet
Celebrated,
or
yeah.
as celebrated, and we have this. So, I think this was tough. So really, my heart goes out to Didi. Buti na lang, meron siyang magandang moment from the musical na parang, when it comes to lip syncing with the right material, she can bring the motherfucking house down.
Like,
The
she,
house
her
down.
talent was definitely showcased.
Yeah.
The highs and lows of her personal life, of her emotions were shown. I think we got a very well-rounded character. So parang form your opinions of what was of the character that was portrayed on the TV show, not a person in real life.
Yeah.
Because again, at the end of the day, it's a TV show. You're allowed to and you should form an opinion separate of the real person to the character shown on the TV.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot deny that he gave us a lot of heart and emotion.
Yeah.
And that's, not everybody can do that, diba? So, thanks, TV, for making this season significantly more colorful, much needed spice. We wish you all the best. But that is it. Episode 6, a lot to unpack, but I mean, we always find something to unpack naman.
Yeah.
That time, diba? Kaya nga tayo
Correct.
nag-podcast. But also, this is a reminder to everyone who still has not seen or heard of our Dapat Pakat challenges happening leading into the finale. So ngayon po we have the Pakat Lip Sync Challenge wherein you will lip sync
Hello.
Boobs, and then
Wait
of course
lang.
the winners will be getting VIP tickets to our finale viewing party, which is literally right around the corner. I think it might just be less than a month away.
Correct. And of
Magjikaan
course,
muna tayo,
ang
mag-aalis ako
pinaka-pakat
na-
pakat winner will receive pampaganda, pampabog
Mag-aalis ako ng
from Coach
accessory.
Salon worth 17,500.
Meron dito kasamang
Damn.
spot dito sa Manila Peninsula. So, nag-lip sync ka na, naka-finale viewing party ka na, gumanda ka pa. So, join na po kayo. The details of that
Ay,
contest
tabi.
can be found on our Instagram page. And that is it. So, don't
Product
forget to rate and
placement
review us on Apple
tayo.
Podcast and Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at Beckham and Bot. I am Baus Rupo on Instagram, and me, it's Baus on TikTok, delivering it to you via video.
Bekenemen!
Speaking of video, they should probably also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Alam, may YouTube na ang Bekenemen.
Correct. So subscribe to our
Ay, fuck.
YouTube channel where you can always catch our video podcasts. Our
Oh.
consecutive ones, our soon to come video
Alikabok.
podcast episodes. And that is all at
Charmel!
Mixed
Buksan na yan.
At Mix.Chanel on Instagram, at Chanel on Twitter. And
I bought a
ano,
new lalagyan na accessories. Ang
series.
cute niya.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
Bye!
Teka, hindi ko pa napapakinggan yung... Sana mag-play yung episode 5. Hindi ko pa napapakinggan. Hindi pa ako gagawa ng YouTube. May back. Sorry, tumawag yung ano. Oh my God, andyan na yung bagong stickers. Wait lang, magla-live ulit ako. Antayin nyo, magla-live ulit ako. Kunin ko lang yung stickers sa baba. Like, oh my God. Wait lang, I'll be back.